Hey, y'all, this is Wolfie. Today, we're going to check out some 49ers talking points and some things happening around the NFL in training camp. These were currently the starters that did not play for the 49ers in today's practice. We got Brandon Ayuk, of course, he's holding out. Nick Bosa, Jake Brendel, Burford, who's more of a backup. Malik Collins, who we got in a trade. Jake Cowling, who we just drafted. John Feliciano, who's our starting right guard. Flanagan Falls, who's a backup linebacker. Isaac Guerrero, who's a fourth-round running back. George Kittle, obviously our superstar tight end. Tay Martin, probably a practice squad wide receiver. Christian McCaffrey, we all know who that guy is. And Charvarius Ward, very underrated, talented corner. Then you got the dreadful injury to Greenlaw. He is out with his Achilles tear. Talanoa Hufanga, also that sucks as well. His knee, he's out. I believe he had an ACL tear. Should be back, hopefully, from what I hear, late September, October-ish. That can change easily. And, of course, Drake Jackson, his knee, very disappointing second-round draft pick. However, he can still come back and perform this year, and hopefully he does. This is his junior year in, theoretically, the NFL. Ricky Pearsall wasn't there, but from what I hear, he'll be there on Monday when pads are on. Trent Williams, this is the when I saw this, man, I was like, can we just get a break, man? We just had one issue, which was Ayuk. Everything else was settled. And now it just one thing after another as a 49ers fan. Trent is more important than Ayuk. Pay Trent his money first. We need him out there. Our offensive line is terrible. Should the 49ers have drafted better offensive linemen, traded for some, signed them? Yes. So they kind of dug this grave. So you got to pay him. He's the best left tackle in the league, one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league. Pay this man. Pay him. Get in there. We need him. With Charvarius Ward, as we saw out, Isaac Yiadom, a free agent that we picked up this year, he played outside with Lenore and Green on the inside, and apparently they played fantastic. Yiadom was the second best corner with Green as a second-round pick, who's been flashing. Lenore, we all know, who's great in the inside and can play out. Charvarius Ward, very great corner. And if Yiadom could perform to that guy, oh my God, dude. Huge upgrade already on defense. Apparently safeties have just been flashing all training camp these past 3 days. Again, there's no pads, so let's just calm our nerves a little bit. But they've been flashing these past 3 days. First 2 days were Malik Mustafa, the rookie, which is great to hear with Hufanga's injury, might not be able to start. Hearing that potential is absolutely amazing. But today it was Jair Brown, the rookie from last year who started for us late in the year, and showing up in camp this year is a great sign as well, especially with our safety position kind of being shaky. And that flashy play by Jair Brown was an interception by Brock Purdy trying to throw it to Deebo Samuel deep. Jair Brown had him on a one-on-one coverage, and it overshot Deebo Samuel, and Jair Brown with his instincts got the ball. Tight ends, nothing really happened there. Saubert was the starter. He's apparently the first on the depth chart behind George Kittle. Cameron Latu and Braden Willis also saw time with the first-team offense, but they got no targets. Also note that Logan Thomas is also on the team, but he did primarily second team and third string. QB2 battle, I'm also hearing is pretty bad. Brandon Allen's not doing well. Joshua Dobbs is doing absolutely atrocious. And Tanner Mordecai is not getting any reps at all whatsoever. However, the offensive line is terrible. Our backup offensive linemen are not good. The offensive line last year was ranked in the 20s. It was terrible. And now imagine that offensive line when it didn't have Trent Williams. However, Brock Purdy still being able to perform, and then seeing how these quarterbacks perform, that's how you can judge them, and they're not doing too well. So I think you need to see how Tanner Mordecai performs, and hopefully we can see that down the stretch if these quarterbacks don't do too well in paddings. The 49ers running backs with Christian McCaffrey out were Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason. Mason flashed apparently throughout practice in the passing game and in the run game. However, there wasn't a lot of explosive plays. According to this article and from other 49ers content creators, the offensive line just wasn't performing. So, and that's indicative of what I just said in the previous clip. Elijah Mitchell had a fumble. Fred Warner just doing what Fred Warner does, though, I believe, and gets the ball out. Elijah Mitchell doesn't fumble the ball that much. He just gets hurt a lot. Cody Schrader, Patrick Taylor also split reps too, but that was like his second team and third team. So, all in all, the defense is balling out. That's pretty much what I gathered from this. Safeties are doing their job. Jair Brown, Malik Mustafa, rookies looking outstanding. The corners, obviously, Lenore, Yadam showing up. The new free agent we just signed. Green apparently is doing fantastic in the inside on nickel packages. D-line's doing great. The run defense still isn't as good, which has always been a problem we've had on this team. If we can clean that up, I think this defense is perfect. Leonard Floyd flashed. Gross Matos flashed. There's a lot of potential out there. I wish the offensive line, the starter offensive line was out there, but I guess it's good to get some offensive line that didn't get to play some reps, so there's positive there, so that way we can see what we have, potentially get the best offensive line we possibly can with what we have. And Jake Moody was 11 for 12 today, and however you want to judge that, that's actually pretty good, regardless of how you feel. 11 for 12 is better than 10 for 12 and other kickers we've seen out there. Around the NFL, this happened yesterday. We all have heard about this. The Patrick Mahomes, Kermit the Frog doll over at the Raiders. If you haven't heard about it, here's the clip.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Personally, I'm not a fan of this. I think is behind the scenes. If you did something like this, I respect that. Like, hey, it's just fun between like indoors kind of. This is like locker room shit right here. However, I don't think it's something that should have been posted on social media. I understand that the Raiders will be bullies, but I feel like you need to kind of back that up if you want to be the bully. You know what I mean? I understand you guys beat them last time, but let's cool our jets. Some people like this because it's like old school Raiders, hard asses doing their thing. So if you like it, just and you want to defend that, that's you. Like if someone just caught this, I wouldn't feel as bad, but it kind of seems this was intentional. Like, hey, let's tell everybody that, oh, look at this Kermit the Frog thing. Blah, 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 blah. Poor, very, very poor attempt at a Patrick Mahomes accent, I promise. It does do one thing. It makes this matchup a lot juicier. It truly does, because I can't wait to see what happens if Patrick Mahomes wins, and I can't wait to see what happens if the Raiders win. So at least there's that. One crazy one happening around the NFL right now is that Russell Wilson has missed 2 straight practices, yesterday and today, and Justin Fields has been starting. And according to Brian Diardo, apparently Justin Fields had some up and downs. He started off bad, but he started finding a little bit of rhythm later on in the practice. All in all, I'm sure all of us as NFL fans are just happy that he's not returning punts. Not good, Ravens fans, not good. Ravens QB Lamar Jackson again misses practice and continues to be evaluated by team doctors. That dude's not practicing, yo. John Harbaugh says he's fighting through an illness, working with our doctors, doing all the tests, even more tests to make sure we got everything covered. I swear to God, this dude gets hurt or sick all the time. Like, I could have sworn this is not the first time this has happened. He's gotten sick and missed games or missed practice. This dude, I don't know what he's doing, but he needs to drink some more orange juice or something. There's always something. And I'm not trying to bag on him. I'm just saying. Hey, look, 49ers fans, it's not all bad. I mean, we're not suffering alone here. CeeDee Lamb's holding out. And they got paid him way more than Ayuk. And they got paid Parsons, possibly Dak, who's already talking about playing for another team. So we're not suffering alone. Reddick wants a new contract with the Jets, who was just with the Eagles demanding a new contract. Jets traded for him. And he's like, well, I still want my new contract, man. And it doesn't seem like the Jets actually thought that was the issue. Like, hey, he probably still wanted to play for the Eagles. You know, he just wants a new contract. And to not think about this and not have him signed yet is actually kind of crazy. They really, truly brought it upon themselves. Last but not least, you got Tua Tagovailoa getting paid $212.4 million, $53.1 million a year, $167 million guaranteed. Is that an overpay for this quarterback? Of course it is. Of course it is. He's not that good. I don't know why he's hyped the way he is. Dude's got Tyreek Hill, Waddle, an insane run game, all that talent, and he just can't do. I don't know. I'm just not impressed with him. I don't think he's that good, deserves that kind of contract. However, I was thinking they were going to overpay him anyway by a lot more than that. I thought they were going to give him a lot more than not a lot more, but more than Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, because the whole next man up thing And this kind of stops that. It's kind of lets you know, like, hey, you can't, like, if you're not that good of a quarterback, you're not going to get paid that much. However, $53 million is still too much for Tagovailoa. Congrats to him. That's awesome. But I think it's funny because the contract that Tua has pretty much locks him in for the next 4 years, no matter what. And I think that's funny because I don't think the Dolphins can win the Super Bowl with Tua. So, W for non-Miami Dolphin fans. Anyway, that's everything from the 49ers to what's going on in the NFL. That's either a big deal or that's notable. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that sub button. If you like the channel, hit that like button. If you like the video, of course. And I'll see you next vid.